I'm your host, the guy with the largest arms, the greatest charms, and the words that do the most harm, John R. Heinis. And of course, we're going to talk latest and greatest at Hudson County news. So, actually, we got a bit of breaking news. Less than 2 hours ago, I had a report that the New Jersey Department of Health has sent an official notice to officials in Bayonne, Jersey City, and Hoboken, saying that there's a financial monitor for their 3 hospitals. This was on the same day that Hudson Regional Hospital and CarePoint announced a planned merger. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we've found out on that and what it means going forward. We're also going to discuss a bit of what's going on in the 8th District Congressional race. And interestingly, we have 5 of 6 Assembly members going with the incumbent, Rob Menendez. The only holdout probably won't surprise you, but we're going to give you the implications of that as well. We're also going to chat a little bit about 2025. So we're going to talk about Hudson County Commissioner Bill O'Day getting the endorsement of the Jersey City Education Association PAC. So we're going to start there, and we have a whole lot more right after this word from our sponsors.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Hudson County View, live and uncut, John R. Heinis. So now I was expecting to come in here today and likely just talk about Hudson Health System, and that's going to be this new partnership with CarePoint Health, Hudson Regional Hospital. So we're still going to touch on that, as I just mentioned a few moments ago. But now we have a new wrinkle here, and that's the financial monitor from the New Jersey Department of Health. So the letter was honestly pretty straightforward and uninteresting. But in short, it says, if the commissioner determines that a hospital is in financial distress, then the commissioner may provide notice to the mayor, city administrators, and other local officials who represent the region in which the hospital is located. Such notice was provided to your delegation in an October 2023 letter. Pursuant to that same law, the commissioner may appoint a financial monitor. In such a case, the commissioner shall provide notice of the appointment of the monitor to the mayor, city administrator, members of the legislature who represent the municipality which the hospital is located within 30 days of making the appointment. Now, this was, again, as I also touched on, this went to the officials in Bayonne, where, of course, you have the Bayonne Medical Center, and then the Hoboken University Medical Center, and then you have Christ Hospital in Jersey City. And you'll recall that in October, there was a similar letter that said there was a high concern with respect to financial distress. This was from the same person who sent the letter on Friday, Deputy Commissioner of Health Robin Ford. And you had similar letters at that time go out regarding the BMC at Christ Hospital. Now, you guys that have been following along, and if you're watching this, I'm sure that you have been, you know that CarePoint and HRH haven't exactly been the best of friends. They were tied up in litigation for the better part of the past 3 years. In June 2020, it looked like there was going to be a successor to the CarePoint owners, and that didn't end up happening because HRH bought the property at 2 of the 3 hospitals. So that's what's going on there. And the interesting thing about this announcement, this partnership, it also ends all pending litigation involving the 2 parties. And as we've also touched on in this studio and beyond, you know, the move comes shortly after CarePoint announced significant financial woes. We saw their CEO wrote a letter that said they would need $130 million, or I should say in a statement, said they need $130 million on state funding to continue operating at an optimal pace. And this came shortly after we heard that some vendors had filed suit for non-payment. Now, I got a statement from CarePoint spokesman Phil Sobinski, and I'll read it to you in full. It says, CarePoint Health has always been open to engaging with members of the community and key stakeholders in constructive dialogue based around its shared commitment to improving healthcare in Hudson County. We have already had productive conversations with the appointed state monitor around that goal. With significant demands on the system related to increased charity care and higher costs at our safety net hospitals that bear the burden of caring for the uninsured and underinsured, we look forward to continuing to advocate for solutions that will improve patient outcomes over the long term as we work cooperatively to build the kind of hospital network that Hudson County deserves. So, I'm sure more to come, but that's what we have for now. So let's get on the electoral track for a moment here. Now, as you guys know, we have a 9-member state delegation. That's, of course, in the 3 members of the state Senate, and we have 6 members of the Hudson County Assembly. And 5 of the 6 came out in support of Representative Rob Menendez, the only holdout being Assemblyman John Allen. Of course, he was recommended to run on the line by Mayor Ravi Bala, and he's also worked for him. They also ran on the same ticket in 2017, and he's worked for the city of Hoboken. And they actually also worked at the same law firm at one point. So the fact that he's sitting this one out probably doesn't surprise anyone for those that are following along closely. But those are endorsing include Will Sampson, Barbara Stamato, Jessica Ramirez, Julio Marenco, who of course joined us here last week, and Gabriel Rodriguez. In a jointment, they said whether he is introducing legislation to make our residents' lives more affordable or taking on complex constituent cases, Rob has always fought for every single constituent we together represent. He has advocated for working families, fought against gun violence, stood up for reproductive choice, and has taken action to address quality of life issues impacting all of our communities. So, there's really not too much else there. I mean, as you know, Mayor Ravi Bala of Hoboken has declared himself a challenger. That was about a month ago, and he's already said that he's raised $1 million. We don't yet have FEC filings, so I can't tell you who donated, nor can I tell you how the congressman's numbers look, but we're certainly going to follow this race closely, especially as we're concurrently watching the criminal case with U.S. Senator Bob Menendez. He's, of course, filed 2 motions to dismiss, and he's already pleaded not guilty to all charges. For the moment, his trial starts on May 6th, and that's ahead of a June 4th, 2024 primary. Now, just taking a quick dive into 2025. Again, another one that has been a bit telegraphed, but nonetheless, now it's official. The JCEA, Jersey City Education Association Political Action Committee, is with Hudson County Commissioner Bill O'Day for mayor. So, as you recall, the MC at that event was Mike Greco. That's Bill O'Day's kickoff, and he's the JCA PAC chair. So not, again, a stunning surprise by any stretch of the imagination. The only thing that I thought was a little interesting is that they took a swipe at Jim McGreevey. From Greco, he said, furthermore, his main opponent, meaning O'Day's main opponent, constantly surrounds his campaign with former Christie allies who have set the educational system back decades. He would add Steve Sweeney, one of the architects of the Chapter 78 healthcare reform plan, which decimated teacher salaries and is a direct link to the unprecedented teacher shortage, headline his mayoral announcement. So I reached out to the McGreevey campaign. I didn't hear back. We're going to take a look at those elects today. I actually got my hands on both of them. We've already heard that Jim McGreevey raised about $850,000. But with that in mind, with 2025, we're going to focus actually on the past and the present as we look back on the legislative career of Nick Sacco. Of course, he's the North Bergen mayor, and for 3 decades, he was the state senator in that 32nd legislative district. So he's going to sit down with us right after a word from our sponsors.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just 1 path stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
County View, live and uncut. John R. Heinis, and as I just mentioned, I'm sitting down here with North Bergen Mayor Nick Sacco, who for 3 decades was the state senator for the 32nd Legislative District. Mayor, good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Very nice.
So let's start at the beginning. So 1994 is the first year that you served down in Trenton, correct?
Yes.
And then you got Republican Governor Christine Todd Whitman, and she has this criminal, reform legislation at the time, and you put up this bill to have a DNA database to aid law enforcement agencies and, of course, the public. So tell me what that was like and what the bill ended up doing.
Well, most of the credit goes to Joan Quigley, who had a good science health background, and she knew about DNA testing. So she came to me as a senator. She was the assemblywoman. And we worked on the bill, and we put a really good bill together. And it was violent crimes, sexual assaults, and murder. You know, they were the ones it was limited to. And Christine Todd Whitman had a crime package of bills, and she needed our bill because that was the missing component from the one she had. So Joan and I were able to get the bill in. The bill passed, and since then we expanded it. It's almost any crime you commit in New Jersey, you now have to give a sample. And it really made our database very large. Probably a good example of this, 1982, a woman, Michelle Micah, 18 years old, goes home on New Year's. Her mother comes home a short time later, finds her stabbed to death and raped. No one knew who did it. There was no DNA testing. 2007, her next door neighbor goes out and commits another crime. I believe it was a drug robbery. When he gets caught, he has to give his DNA. He's now in jail for the murder. And his family called up my home and thanked me because all those years they were waiting to solve this and to come to closure. It didn't happen without that DNA testing and the bill. So it was gratifying to hear, but still it brought up very sad memories.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's really interesting that it all came full circle. That's like an episode of CSI, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
don't see that all the time.
Yeah.
But so look, we could talk bills probably for an hour, but let's also talk about the urban enterprise zones. I know that's something that you were trying to help benefit, the urban neighborhoods, municipalities, counties like Hudson, like North Bergen. Tell us what that did and why you thought that was important.
Well, what we did, we worked with the Republican side of the aisle, and there was some that needed urban enterprise zones also. I believe Lakewood was one of the communities. So we worked together, and we were able to put in 3 communities from North Hudson. Guttenberg didn't fit into the criteria, but it was such the link between West New York and North Bergen that they were able to get it added to their situation. They became an urban enterprise zone. And we were able to get the 3 towns together, and we became urban enterprise zones, and it changed the towns completely. If you ride Tunnelly Avenue, when this all began, it was only warehouses, broken down warehouses, broken down buildings. Now you see beautiful malls and various different shopping centers. The Walmart to Home Depot, like those whole areas are all developed because of the urban enterprise zone.
All right, interesting. So now let's talk the two bills, not directly related at all, but I think there's some similarities regarding the thinking. But you tell me. So we got Kaylee's law, we got Angelique's law, and so just tell us why you thought that those were important to get the pen to paper for.
Kaylee was such a miscarriage of justice. No one was ever brought to task for what happened to that young girl. She was never reported missing, and they never convicted anyone for her murder. At least in New Jersey now, once we put in Kaylee's law, if someone fails to report a missing child, they'll end up in jail, even if it's not for the horrific crime they may have committed. They'll at least have a penalty. And at that time, there was no penalty.
All right, now Angelique's law.
Okay, Angelique was a baby in a stroller, and one of the commuter vans hit a pole, knocked it down. It happened in West New York. The pole hit the stroller.
Yeah, I remember it well,
Baby,
unfortunately.
yeah. It was a terrible situation. Very nice family, and it's just a horrible memory. But we forced inspections on the buses, signage on the buses telling people where to report dangerous behavior, and we just added a lot more control to the commuter buses.
Very good, Mayor. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, stick with us as well. We're going to be right back.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and launch inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Hudson County View live at Uncut. John Heinis, and I'm still here with North Bergen Mayor Nick Sacco. So before we get to the municipal side of things, just briefly on the legislative things as you're reflecting back, any regrets, anything that you wish you'd done, anything you tweaked, just anything you want to say on that?
Well, I wish I could have gotten North Bergen into the Abbott district group, but it wasn't possible. There were very few towns that got in, even though we should have been in. I did get one bill through that if you touched 3 Abbotts, you received extra aid for that year. And North Bergen was one that it touched 3 Abbott districts. And but it just was unfair. It lasted 1 year only. And it helped a number of Hudson County towns, but not enough.
Got it. So obviously when we look back at how things ended, of course you have the redistricting, you and Senator Stacker then in the same district, certainly not what you would have hoped for. But anything you want to tell us about how that unfolded and how that ended up ending?
What was that, the Abbott?
No, I'm talking about redistricting.
The redistricting.
That ended up being the reason you didn't run again.
Yeah, redistricting, I was already done. I already told people in Trenton I wasn't running again. I would have liked to pick my successor, and that didn't happen. You had an able senator take over. Brian Sacco was experienced in leadership, and it was a good transition. And but again, I would have rather been able to pick my own replacement. And that, as I said, that didn't happen because of the conditions. You had the district got broken up, and it was a different district.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
All right, fair enough. So now on the municipal side, I've been doing this 12, 13 years. One thing that I noticed in North Bergen, it's very little turnover. Like a lot of the directors that I met when I was that intern at the Jersey Journal, a vast majority of them are still there. So, that definitely is interesting. And when you're approaching the municipal side of things, how do you think that works? How do you think that happens?
Well, it happens. One is that we have a residency requirement, and that keeps the town from sudden changing. The town changes ethnically. When that happens, you often get, unfortunately, what they'll call white flight. In North Bergen, if you want to live here, you can work here. And that's what we do. We make sure that people are here. They have bought into the community, and it makes the community much more stable. People stay, raise their families here, and it works out really well for the community.
Okay. Does that include the police department?
No, there are certain things that teachers and police are under a different set of laws.
Okay.
So you can't. Hiring, they have to be here.
Got it. Okay.
So, and we have a remarkable number of people who are still here, who still live here.
Right. Okay. Now, another thing that I thought was interesting is last year, your preliminary budget, municipal spending plan, that was a 4% tax increase, which pretty much never happens in the North Hudson region, including North Bergen. But you guys managed to work together with the team and get it down to 0.75%. So would you attribute that to yourself, to the commissioners, to the business administrator, the CFO, or anyone else? How did that happen?
Everyone on the team cutting where they could cut. And at the same time, I did get $10 million more from the state in aid. That would help. Much of the problems we had was because of the revalve. And the revalve leads to tax appeals and other situations that you can't anticipate. So the revalve changed things dramatically quickly, but we were able to somehow work together, bring in extra money, and make sure that the town kept its taxes stable.
Okay, very good. Now, getting towards the end here, but one thing I've been hearing is that by the second quarter of 2024, we may have a new North Bergen police chief. Do you feel like that's accurate, or what's going on there?
Yes, Pete Facilis is retiring at the end of the month. Rob Farley, who is a long-time member of a family that have given their lives to law enforcement in North Bergen, will become the new chief. He's a town resident.
All right, very interesting. I did not expect you to say that. So, as far as the current chief, Chief Facilis' tenure, what do you think about what he's been able to do there?
He's done a marvelous job. The morale is extremely good, and we're completely certified. We went through the process again, and things are really, moving really well. And morale is good, and I think the people feel the police are more friends than they are law enforcement.
All right, very good, Mayor. So before you go, anything else about your administration, about Town Hall you want to throw out there?
Well, I think we have a good working team. Our recreation program is moving ahead beautifully. Public Works, Revenue and Finance, and police are all working really well. And I oversee things through the Department of Public Affairs.
All right, very good. Thanks for joining me. Always a pleasure. Ladies
Thank
and
you.
gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We're not done yet. We'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Panepinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panepintodevelopment.com. Panepinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Growing up can be tough on kids. So much is going on in the world that can cause depression or anxiety. Unusual behavior for more than 6 months could mean they need help. Don't wait. For real-time mental health support and counseling, call New Jersey's Children's System of Care. CSOC offers free mental health supports, substance use treatment, and services for intellectual or developmental disabilities for all kids up to age 21. Call now, 1-877-652-7624.
Hudson County View live at Uncut. John R. Heinis. So a few more before we call it a week, folks. So this one is actually quite unusual and not in the political arena, but something that you never see in the Mile Square City. So I wanted to highlight that the Hoboken Police Department is seeking the public's help to identify a vehicle stolen during an armed carjacking near the Stevens Institute of Technology that was late Monday night. So there was something called a timely warning notice that police departments at the university level are required to distribute. So, and it's usually through an email, and that's exactly what happened here. So this is from Stevens Police Chief Timothy Griffin. On January 15 at approximately 11:30 p.m., an armed carjacking occurred near our campus. At that time, an individual who was not affiliated with the Stevens Institute of Technology parked his 2008 Honda Accord on the 600 block of Sinatra Drive, Hoboken. He left his vehicle momentarily, and upon re-entering his vehicle, the driver was approached by 3 unknown male subjects, all wearing dark clothing and ski masks. So he goes on to say that the victim was pistol whipped and was threatened with a knife before the car was stolen, and the victim contacted police and was treated at the scene by EMTs. Now, he continued that both Hoboken and the Stevens Police Department searched the area. They were unsuccessful in locating the suspects. And beyond that, Griffin deferred comment to the Hoboken Police Department since they are the lead agency on this. And city spokeswoman Marilyn Barr told me that I could confirm that the Hoboken Police Department's Investigations Bureau is actively investigating an armed carjacking. And, you know, she highlighted some of the details I just mentioned. And the stolen vehicle is a blue 2-door 2008 Honda Accord, so keep your eyes peeled if you happen to see a car like that. Anyone with any information is encouraged to contact Hoboken Police Detective Brett Globke, and you can reach him at globkeb@hobokenpdnj.gov. Now, a couple other things, and one from yesterday. The state of New Jersey's filed an amended lawsuit that now contains constitutional claims to halt New York's congestion pricing, with a Union City man joining as one of 2 new plaintiffs. So, in a statement, Governor Phil Murphy said, "The tolling scheme currently being pursued by the MTA fails to address our greatest concerns, compounding the federal government's failure to subject the MTA's proposal to the full environmental review it warranted, it's now clear that the MTA's plans will also result in a scheme that unfairly tolls and discriminates against New Jerseyans, especially low-income New Jersey drivers. The federal government and the MTA can no longer be permitted to fast-track a proposal that solely benefits New York's transportation system at the expense of hardworking New Jerseyans. So we're running a bit short of time, so I will just add that the proposed amendments claim that the MTA and the Triborough Bridge and Tunnel Authority, they're added as defendants, and allege that the proposed congestion pricing scheme violates the U.S. Constitution's Dormant Commerce Clause and unconstitutionally burdens the right to travel. So, one more before we call it a day, and this was from the Jersey City Council meeting last week, and that is the council okaying a measure that enables a $175 fine for cars that park in bike lanes. So this is something that, of course, the bicyclist and the pedestrian community had been advocating for quite a while, and it passed. We see something similar there in New York City. The main talking point, though, for both council members and members of the public was that this doesn't really mean a whole heck of a lot unless there is enforcement, but nonetheless, that ended up passing unanimously 9-0 to applause from the crowd. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it a week. We're going to be back next week, and my guest will be United States Representative, and that's Congressman Rob Menendez of the 8th District. So we'll see you then. Take it easy.
Thanks for watching Hudson Media Group. Follow us on social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.